Hey, it's Kat. I want to give you guys a little sneak peek of what I used to be like back when I was more shy and quiet and timid, when I was a young actress just trying to figure out who I was and what I was doing. Okay. Cue the intro. Yeah, so I dropped my hard drive like a year and a half ago, and I was mortified because I had like 23 books started where I had written outlines and all this stuff, and dropping my hard drive, I just felt like all my life's work is gone. I was so depressed for so long, and it was like an ostrich. I put my head in the sand. I didn't even want to look. I didn't even want to look at what they were able to salvage from my hard drive. I paid this company like $800 to see what was left on it. And when they sent me this thing saying, gosh, I don't know how many, 30,000 of my files were corrupted or something, I thought, there goes my life's work. And I was afraid to even look at what was on the hard drive. Long story short, I finally just started going through stuff on my hard drive to see what was left. And I found this video that I thought you guys might, I don't know, you can see how far I've grown as a person and coming into myself. But this is when I was a young actress, and casting directors did not know what to do with me. They didn't know how to cast me. There's usually like different typecasts. So I was young and blonde and, had a cute figure at the time, but I wasn't quite the bimbo type role. So they didn't know where to put me. I didn't quite look like I could play like a scientist, and I wasn't old enough yet to play like a mom, but I wasn't like the bimbo type. And so I found out about this class about branding. Now, branding is like you figure out who you are as an actor and how to market you. So, and when people ask you about yourself, you can give them a few lines that kind of explain who you are. So it was like a 3-day workshop we did where we talked and they would ask us questions and interview us, and we had a whole audience of people that would like rate us and circle, this is what your type is, this is how you are, this is the vibe I'm getting. You go out to a public place and you have this sheet with all these descriptions, tired, mean, angry, compassionate, you have people circle like the top 10 that they think you are, just from first impressions, without saying anything to them. Like you have your friend go up to some stranger and say, hey, see that girl over there? Just from looking at her, circle what you think she's like. Is she artistic? Is she whatever it is? And so that's an interesting exercise because you could see how you come across to people without even talking to them or saying anything. Because I remember I used to get typecast like as a snob all the time, and I could not figure that out. I guess something about how I looked made people think I was a snob or whatever. I don't know. Long story short, we did this exercise. We found out all these things that we could use to say about ourselves to describe us. And this is me in this video from over 10 years ago, where I'm talking about who I want to work with in Hollywood, and I'm describing myself. And you have to describe yourself with these phrases that people gave you. And it was interesting because it really showed the dichotomy of how I come across as both sweet and salty and this and that. And you can tell from the description. So I had to say the descriptions and kind of try them on and see how they would feel. And then I had to tell a story from my personal life that I was not very proud of. One where I was, you had to tell one of those stories where you kind of regret acting the way you did. And then after that, you say the descriptions again and you see how it fits. Anyway, this is my introduction to you guys getting a sneak peek. Forgive the grainy video. This is before we had like high-tech camera stuff. So check out a flash from the past. I'm not even sure. This might have it was definitely before I had Elijah, but I'm not sure if I had Timothy yet at the time. But let me know your thoughts on this. I'm sharing this. I don't know if I should because it's kind of embarrassing. But you guys always are asking me, we want to know more about you. So here you go. Hi, my name is Katherine Norland, and I would love to work with the Polish brothers. Their films are so beautifully complex, and just to get the chance to work together one day would be phenomenal. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Why do people say traditional like it's a bad thing? Yes, I really am this nice, but don't test me, okay? I'm like a ballerina clomping up to the stage in tap shoes. Pulled the thread and unraveled the sweater. The princess switches positions with the milkmaid. White lace with jet black ribbon trim. I know why the Mona Lisa smiles. And she's right. Normally people say I'm really nice and affable and I get along with everyone else, and people just comment on how caring and kind I am, except when Aunt Flo comes to visit. So it was one of those days and I had to have chocolate. So my friend took me to the Cheesecake Factory so I could order this decadent chocolate peanut butter cheesecake concoction, and my patience tends to run a little short when Aunt Flo is in town. So I was looking down at the silverware and apparently more disgusted than I ought to be that the silverware had spots on it. So as soon as the waitress came to the table, without even looking up at her or saying a word, I just held out the fork. Just like that. And that moment, which I didn't even consider as being anything at the time till my friends pointed out to me, has later become this ongoing, callback whenever I'm slipping away from my nice, kind, compassionate side. And they don't just say a word, all they do is, "Katherine?" Then I know. So why do people say traditional like it's a bad thing? Yes, I really am this nice, but don't test me, okay? I am like a ballerina clomping up to the stage in tap shoes. Pulled the thread and unraveled the sweater. The princess switches positions with the milkmaid. White lace with jet black ribbon trim. I know why the Mona Lisa smiles. And she's right. Hey, it's Katherine. Thank you for sticking around till the end to watch my video. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button. Leave me some comments. I would love to hear from you guys. What's going on with you? And there's a little bell button you can click on too, so you're always alerted when I upload a new video. Thank you for being part of my community. See you guys in the next video.